What's happening, everybody? It's Sean with Reactions to the Classics. And today we got a reaction of Beyonce. Hardly any of Beyonce up on the channel for some reason. A song battle. Her songs Hold Up versus Sorry, brought to us by friend, longtime supporter, and patron of the channel, T Super. Thank you, T Super. Appreciate you. Appreciate all the patrons who make this thing go. If you'd like to support us in any way, check out that Patreon link below or the patron link on the end screen. We could not do it without the patrons. All right. T Soup knows a ton about music. He says this: I've posted more than my fair share of monthly battles of songs from tiny bands. Always comes up with great, new tiny bands. But I love music in all fame and sizes. And this month's battle comes from maybe the #1 star in the world, top 2 maybe. No, it's not Taylor, but instead Beyonce. Beyonce just won, at the time I'm filming this, LP of the Year for her country LP, More Power to Her, the Grammy, which I won't even comment on whether that one should have won. There's others that probably maybe should have. This battle, though, comes from one of the best LPs ever made, period, though, 2016's Lemonade, which is high on Rolling Stone's all-time list. T-Soup says, one 2016 night, my wife and I are watching TV, and on comes a full LP-length video by Beyonce of this Lemonade LP. Couldn't take your eyes or ears off it for a moment. The lyrics, production, performance, you name it, above and beyond. One thing about the albums made this well, you worry about the emotions of the songs, we get lost in the effects, 100%. 100% not the case on Lemonade. Every aspect of every song only amplifies the emotions of these lyrics. Goosebumps. So this month's battle features 2 of my favorites from side 1. So we're going to jump into it with Hold Up. T-Soup says, love just the tone of the music and the switches. The song just sets up the hurt, all caps, of the subject of this LP, being cheated on. There's real pain here in the lyrics. Quote, can't you see there's no other man above you? What a wicked way to treat the girl that loves you. Whew. All right. I found it was written by Diplo, Ezra Koenig. I'll get into all of that. Beyonce, Emily Haney, Josh Tillman, a.k.a. Father John Misty, Mnek, and Milo X. The song contains a sample of Can't Get Used to Losing You, performed by Andy Williams and written by Doc Pomus and Mort Schumann. An interpolation of Maps, performed by the Yeah Yeah Yeahs, and written by Brian Chase, Karen O, and Nick Zinner. And an interpolation of Turn My Swag On, written by Soulja Boy, Antonio Randolph, and Kelvin McConnell. Received a Grammy nomination for Best Solo Performance. A demo of Hold Up, a simple track containing just a chorus, was written and recorded by Diplo and Koenig in 2014. Koenig, of course, the frontman of the indie rock band Vampire Weekend, who came out with their own great album in 2024, was interested in Diplo's take on the opening of Can't Get Used to Losing You by Andy Williams and wrote a hook around it. The lyrics, I told you, include an interpolation of the chorus of Maps by Yeah Yeah Yeahs that Koenig had tweeted 3 years prior. Beyonce, having heard and liked the demo, gave it to various songwriters to get the best ideas for building on it. Mnek said he wrote a full song over, I don't know if that's how you say his name, it's M-N-E-K, so I'm going to guess. But Beyonce only made use of 3 lines from his song, which are eventually used in the bridge. He also mentioned the unique process of Beyonce. He said, quote, the way she works, she's a writer in herself. And then she pieces together stuff, and she pieces together, Diplo's going to work on the track. She's going to send it to me to do a melody idea. That's a process. And it worked because she's overlooking everything. And I'm going to say that about Beyonce. I mean, I'm sure a lot of Beyonce fans are watching. This is no shade at her, but, her songwriting is this. She's a CEO. There's still a huge talent in taking stuff that's been made and figuring out what works together. But it's not the same thing as songwriting. You're a CEO of the songwriting process. But if you don't get this right, the song doesn't work, right? In some ways, you could say it's a different set of challenges than just writing the song yourself. Father John Misty also said Beyonce contacted him after she heard his song through Emily Haney. She gave him the simple demo track, and he ended up writing the first verse and refrain. He told NME, with Hold Up, they just sent me the beat and the hook. I wrote that first verse and the jealous and crazy part. He didn't know if his part could be used or would be used or not, but later Beyonce told him in person that he made the final cut at his 2015 Coachella set. In the outro of the song, Beyonce sampled the hook from Turn My Swag On by Soulja Boy. She used the first 2 lines of the hook twice with slow falsetto vocals to express the feeling between denial and anger. Slant ranked it the 4th best song of 2016, Pitchfork 28th, Village Voice 18th, Billboard 23. So, yeah. And it was named the greatest song of the decade by Richard Walker for The National. After the release of Lemonade, Hold Up debuted and peaked on the U.S. Billboard Hot 100 at number 13, went to 11 in the UK. But nowadays, the way this charts are with streaming, you can't really, when the whole thing's released, a lot of her songs chart. It doesn't mean the best ones chart the highest, because obviously this one has high acclaim. So I've listened to this album one time. Trey and I did a top 10 of every year from 1965 through 2024 at this point. of the top albums. So I went through and listened to tons of albums from every year, and I listened to this album. But so I've heard this once. I don't remember it. I'm going to have the lyrics up as always. Thanks again, T-Soup. All right, hold up. I definitely don't remember the song. I can see why I didn't, go top 10 and stuff like that once I listened to it, because it's not super catchy with the, great production and chorus. That's great production, but not the production value to make it stick in your ear, because there's a whole science to that, and I won't get into it. And a lot of Beyonce songs have it because, the arrangement's very dialed back and unique, because it's all about what she's saying. So they're very smart, and they highlight that. They strip away the rest of the stuff and like, what is she saying? So to put all these different songs together to make this song, the words to make this, it's obviously a Jay-Z, and it's absolutely biting. I mean, it's just coming out, man. It's just keeping it real. I think verse 2, probably the most. Let's imagine for a moment that you never made a name for yourself. For mastered wealth, they had labeled you as a king. Never made it out of the cage, still out there moving in them streets. Never had the baddest woman in the game up in your sheets. Would they be down to ride with you? No, they used to hide from you, lie to you. But y'all know you were made for each other. So I find you and hold you down. I'm like, yeah, man. All right. So a fantastic, I don't know if there could be a better diss song against somebody you're still married to. So, and I don't think she's ever come out and said it was at Jay-Z, but it's kind of obvious. And in that, quote, super couple, if you got to make me pick one or the other of just who I like better as a human being, it's going to be no contest for Beyonce, but that's a story for another day. Jay-Z, really talented. Now we'll go to the next track, Sorry. T-Super says, the hurt from Hold Up has now turned to anger in an ultimate kiss-off song. Again, the production's unbelievable, but the defiant delivery of the lyrics by Beyonce, the vocal runs, and imagine if someone you loved wrote these lyrics about you. Devastating. The quote he gives, I don't give an F, chucking up my deuces up, suck on my balls, please, pause, I had enough, sorry, I ain't thinking about you, I ain't thinking about. It's written and produced by Beyonce, Diana Gordon, and Milo X. Second single, the lyrics revolve around the protagonist dealing with, obviously, the betrayal of a partner with another woman. Debuted and peaked at 11, so just a couple spots ahead of the previous track. Beyonce first heard of Milo X after he had released an EP titled Beyonce X, 2014, consisting of unauthorized remixes of songs from her fifth self-titled studio album. She invited him to collaborate on various projects, including On the Run, her co-headliner tour with Jay-Z. The following year, Milo X was invited to work with the singer during the sessions for her sixth studio album, this one, Lemonade. Two of the tracks he worked on, the two we're listening to, Hold Up and Sorry, were included on his final track listing. During an interview with Pitchfork, he elaborated about his work on this song, Sorry, recalling that it was written in mid-2015. While conceiving the track, he tried to incorporate dancehall influences, something that was part of his culture as a Jamaican. He described the idea behind Sorry as, quote, pretty simple. It was just some cool keys, drum patterns, and we started putting down vocal ideas and lyric ideas. Later, Hit Boy contributed to the song, adding various sounds and layers. Milo X further pointed out that Sorry was, quote, a vital point on the record due to all these different emotions and different sounds and different sound layers. Pitchfork named it the 41st best song of 2016, Complex and Spin 12th, Village Voice 15th, and Billboard number 2. So this song, you probably add the two together, they're probably pretty even on year-end rankings. All right, let's get it. All right, Sorry. Obviously fantastic production, the way this song is put together. Also not a terribly catchy song. It'll stick in your head some, and they're using the drum machine to stick some of those words in the chorus into your head the way they do it, because that's kind of that's the science of making a song catchy, especially in the last decade and a half of pop music. But it's also about the lyrics, man. This is another one about the lyrics. It's not about being something that sticks in your head forever, because it is the ultimate. I could read all the lyrics to you. I'm not going to, but I could, because the pre-chorus, middle fingers up, put them hands high, waving in his face, tell him, boy, bye, sorry, I ain't sorry. And then the bridge, looking at my watch, he should have been home. Today I regret the night I put that ring on. He's always got them effing excuses. I pray to the Lord you reveal what his truth is. So, this and at the very end, she leaves him a note and she's gone. It's just, to put this down is quite courageous, both of these songs, but a really good song as well. All right, now I got the unenviable task of picking a winner. Both the songs are fire. There's not a wrong answer. The production on Sorry is probably a little bit higher because it's meant to be. The production on Hold Up's perfect, but it's a different kind of song. But I'm going to go with Hold Up, even though, I mean, either way, I mean, there's no wrong answer on this one. A perfectly matched battle from T Super. So let me know what you think down below. What do you think won and why? What are your favorite songs off of Lemonade? If you haven't already, give it a thumbs up. Hit that subscribe button. Thanks again to T Super. And until next time, guys, I will see you.